you know, like that corruption thing. So, people, contrary to what other people are thinking, the fact that corruption can... In 1996, when I went to that parliamentary committee, which brought me problems when I was supposed to be court-martialed, and it led to my resignation before again Mr. Museveni conscripted me by force to stay in the military. Although really I wasn't doing anything there at the time. It was that question of corruption which I was addressing, its impact on the prolonging of that war. So corruption can cause war, corruption can lead to war, corruption can prolong a war, corruption can lead to the collapse of a state. So it's a real problem. Forget about the morality of it. If you see, because of corruption, the factories, no factories are being built. Why? Because the money is being stolen, for instance. This increases joblessness. Joblessness increases loitering of the youth on the streets. This increases crime in the country. The crime increases, clamped down by the state. So it's, you see, this one leads to that. So some of these abuses which we are talking about can threaten the integrity and actually the real existence of the state. Contrary to what people think that when people are talking about corruption, it's wrong. No, corruption can lead to the collapse of the state. I warned the president in 1998, but even before that in 95, and then in 2006 again, I wrote a big document about what was happening in the country, about corruption, and because I led this committee, which they call the Babas Committee, it was soldiers. When we reduced the force from 100,000 to 60,000, it was thought at that time to be 57. After the committee, after going around the whole country in all those units of the army, we found we had about 24,000 soldiers. Can you imagine the magnitude of the criminality where money for 57,000 soldiers is being paid out, but only 24 are actually present? And you know how much this can cause in a country? So you can see some of these, of course, after that investigation, measures were taken, people were dismissed, and others were arrested and charged and so on. But you see, it would have caused that danger. So these are some of these issues are very, very real. And I hope Ugandans will wake up and know that this corruption you see is enslaving our children and our grandchildren, where you find that we were forgiven the so-called debt. Now it's more than even when, you know. So the issues of corruption, the issues of abusing the constitution, like when we removed the term limit, because that one had an effect of degrading the process of accountability. Because you see, term limits is not an end in itself. Term limits puts in place a mechanism where leaders know that they can break the law only so far. They can only do certain things only for a short time. So that one, it's a deterrent in itself. This is the whole point. It's not so much that you've done away with the leader. No, it's that because this leader knows that he has only 2 terms, after that he must leave power, he will exercise restraint. So it's a deterrent. You know, it's a deterrent in itself before you come to the actual handing of power. This is what we had a vision. This is what we had put in that constitution of 1995, which was removed. So the corruption is not only in monetary terms, it's not only in the abuse of people's rights, but it is even in fundamental issues of governance, like this business of life presidency. Life presidency is it's a cake. It's a cake. It's of the Roman Empire time. It's backward. It's backward that someone wants to die in the State House and they take his body on a carriage. It's backward, man. So But you can see the whole ethos, the whole setup of the political class in Uganda now. It's been vulgarized, it's been degraded. So I hope Ugandans will start waking up and say enough is enough. And really the leaders also, I think they have a moral duty. If they have something which is still left in them,